Well, welcome back to the West Ham Network. We've just witnessed West Ham beat Wolves at home 1-0, and I'm telling you something, loads of things we can talk about through this game. What a performance from West Ham, a performance when we definitely needed a performance, because obviously we're now unbeaten in 5, and we've won 3 and drew 2. Okay, Kidderminster, we got the victory, we left it late, and we struggled against lower league opposition. Watford, it wasn't a convincing win. It was a nervy win, a nervy victory. Leicester away from home, respect the point, in my opinion. Respect the point against Newcastle. Disappointing because we know we can play like that. We know we can play like that. And you come up against the Wolves side, who are one of the most informed teams in the Premier League, a good football inside, a great football inside. And it's funny because the commentators have just been saying there that why would you make 5 big changes if you're the Wolves manager? Because that's exactly what they've done. They've made 5 massive changes for the start of the game, which is, I'm not going to say it's dictated how they've played, but they have strength and depth, and that's what you saw when they made their 3 substitutions. They've got game changers on their bench, and that could have been the big difference from them. Now, people will say, well, why would you not play Jimenez? I'm going to talk about Wolves first before we move on to West Ham, of course, but why would you not play Jimenez? But, we've got good friends of the channel that are Wolves fans, and recently they've been saying that they're not going to be surprised if Jimenez doesn't play and Podence doesn't play. So people could say, was that the full strength team? Yes, it was, because that's the team that most of the fans wanted out to play. But when you come to West Ham, we were talking about this on the preview show last night, and we weren't too sure what changes Moyes was going to make. We had several different teams. We were trying to build 5 at the back. We were playing with 3 at the front. I mean, I'll bring up some of the images of the teams that we thought Moyes was going to put out last night here. I mean, we had the 4-3-3, I suppose you could say. Again, we've done that. We thought he was going to have someone supporting him up top. We've done the 4 there again. We had all different West Ham sides that could have gone out today. But what he did was, and I'll show you, and we'll talk it through again. We're going to have people coming on live from the stream. Get your comments in as well. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. But before we do move on, let me show you the starting 11 that West Ham started. So that was the starting 11 that West Ham put out there. And as I've showed you, when we were doing the preview last night, we were unsure how we were going to set up. But it was alluded to that there was going to be changes, something in the team. We initially thought those changes would have been starting players. Players would have came in and out of the team. But what we did see was, I'll bring the team back up again for anyone that didn't know the starting lineup. We saw Johnson come in, obviously, because of the injury and the operation to Soucek and Fredericks. We knew that Dawson and Zuma would start there. Creswell was playing Rice, Soucek. Fornals, Lanzini came back into the team, Bowen and Antonio. But what you saw with those players was West Ham went straight to a back five. Creswell sat inside with Dawson and Zuma. Again, we know he's very capable of doing that, and he's done a fantastic job. Johnson sat in the wing back on the right-hand side, but the player I didn't expect to play in the wing back role on the left-hand side was Fornals, and what a performance from him today. He gave us one of the performances of his West Ham career. Great performance when we needed it the most. Then we saw Soucek, Rice, and Lanzini. Soucek and Rice in the middle of the park, and you actually saw Soucek progressing further forward. And what you actually saw, in my opinion, was the two players playing in tandem with each other. So if one went forward, one stuck, one went forward, one stuck, because Rice still did get forward. But it was clear to see from the eye that when Soucek was going forward, Declan Rice wasn't with him at that point. He was absolutely doing all the sweeper and up work. And Declan Rice was allowing Soucek to get further forward, which allowed, obviously, players like Soucek to get in and get the goal today, which was absolutely brilliant. But another piece of genius from David Moyes today was the supporting mechanism for Antonio. What he did was he brought Bowen a little bit further forward to be closer to Antonio, and sometimes Antonio could drop deep centrally. You probably saw a lot from the game today. He did go out. He actually stayed more central today. I'd love to actually look at the heat map from today, because he actually did stay more central. He did sometimes feature and go out wide left, but Bowen was closer to him, and that was allowing him to get that support up top. And apart from the first 10 minutes of the first half was all West Ham's. It took us 10 minutes to get into the game, but it was all West Ham in the first half and predominantly for the whole game. The lineup for Wolves, as we said, they made 5 big changes. Moutinho dropped to the bench. Pedence dropped to the bench. Neto, Jimenez dropped to the bench as well. Now, listen, if I'm Bruno, the manager of Wolves, there's several things I'd be pissed off. And if that's the way that Wolves are playing, I'll be really surprised how they're getting results over the line now. I don't think that has been the way that we've been playing. However, what I do think they've got unstuck by is West Ham's formational play today. I think Moyes has played the manager and done their manager over. I think that their style of play couldn't actually get through West Ham's style of play today. I'm not getting carried away. I'm just saying that when people have doubted West Ham's formational and David Moyes' thinking that teams have worked us out, when he's really needed to, he's switched it up and he's changed it, and that's what he's done today. But he's not actually changed too much of the personnel. He's just changed some of the formations that West Ham have worked with, and it's worked absolute wonders for us today. It really has. I'm buzzing. I am buzzing about that result. That's a huge result in the race for the top 4. Huge result, massive result. Getting points on the board, opening that gap up against Wolves is huge. We will go through the game itself, but let me jump into the comments and see what everyone is saying here. Father Snowman's in the house. Let's go Irons. Howard Ailes, we needed that. Happy birthday to Tommy Soucek, and thank you. Top notch. Happy birthday to him, and happy birthday to Areola as well today. Long Dark Tunnel, happy birthday Soucek. Andrew, I know I am. I'm sure I am. Absolutely in West Ham till I die. Never in doubt, Mark Alexander. Father Snowman Antonio, Alfie, come on, you Irons. Epic Hashtime, what now? Soucek haters. Vinay, take each game as it comes, but still in the conversation for top 4. Absolutely, Vinay. Absolutely. We are massive. Come on, you Irons. Great job, guys. Hammerhead, we are very, very lucky Wolves had a bad day at the office. Hammerhead, I'm sorry, mate. I don't agree with you. I think our tactical changes is what made them not perform today. It was West Ham dictated today rather than Wolves dictate today, and you've got to give credit where credit's due. You have to, mate. You have to. Jay Woods, come on, you Irons. We needed that win. We move on now with a great momentum. Mark Alexander, solid, chased every ball, broke quickly. Keep the faith. Mandy G is saying 5-point cushion over 8th place, which is Wolves' huge win. Absolutely. David Fornals was excellent. He was, mate. He really was. Long Dark Tunnel. Wolves aren't under pressure, so can rotate. And the thing is, the key part here is as much as they made 5 changes, the rotational and the players they've got in their team, they've got strength and depth. They are a good football inside, but again, it comes down to exactly what we did. And Moyes responded with a great game plan, and I totally agree with that one, Mark. We did respond with a game plan today. Great shout, Mandy G from Howard Ailes. Mandy G, Bowen's heat map will be incredible. He was all over the place. Ridiculous amount of running, but not just him, Mandy. Fornals, Soucek, Rice, Antonio, like they all performed as a unit today. And what you actually saw from Antonio was a lot, but the old Antonio, the hold-up play was great. There was a couple of times in the second half that he was doing some wasteful things. However, he was back to the Antonio, which was holding up the defender, back to goal, using his arms, using his strength, and keeping the players off of him. And that's exactly what we need from Antonio. A couple of times he got the confidence to try and nick the ball around the defender, and he did it, and he was chasing, and he was like a possessed, machine driving through defenders. And yeah, Antonio was back to the Antonio of old, which was good. He ran his socks off, and you could see that when he came off at the subs bench there. Everyone stood up in the stadium and clapped him. He was knackered when he came off. He was puffing out of his arse. However, he turned up and done a job. And best game Antonio played in 3 months. Be nice to go on a good run and play with confidence. And these are the sort of games that could really support West Ham's, boost our confidence, boost our performances, because you've turned up against a team like Wolves and done them over, and tactically won the game, professionally won the game, and individual performances won the game. We won the battles all over the park today. We really did. Defensively, we won it. Ben Johnson, Creswell, even substitutes for the 1-2 minutes that they came on, they turned up and they done a job. Freno, Wolves were overwhelmed by West Ham in the first 45 second half. They got a bit of energy, but wasteful against West Ham that plays like that, effing massive. And that's the thing when Wolves, because when they were getting into the final third, if I was Bruno, and I said it during the Matchday Live, several times they were trying too much trickery and they weren't going back to basics. And I think that's how Wolves, I'm not saying they would have won the game. I'm not saying they would have, yeah, you can have that, little man. I genuinely think that if I was the Wolves manager, I'd be like, what are you guys doing? You are trying to pass the ball into the back of the net, but you're not even anywhere near goal. You're outside the 18-yard box. West Ham have got 8 men behind the ball. What are you doing trying ticky-tacky football at that stage when you need to go and get the win? Serif 2, Happy Hammer, great result. Come on, you Irons. Sorry, I've just had to get the door closed. John Kedward says, just wish we could make it a bit easier for ourselves. Gabrino saying, not perfect, but a much better performance and a massive 3 points. Still in the hunt for top 4 from Serif. Absolutely. If we can more or less secure 7th place, then that takes a lot of pressure off and they can play more freely for top 6. Great result, Daniela. Garino, Soucek played further forward today. He was in and around the box a lot more. He was. We said it in the Matchday build-up yesterday. I said, you just feel like there's a little tweak that needs to be made with Soucek and Rice. And that's not to say that Rice's performance would be any different, because he still got further forward. The chances that Rice had today, in actual fact, what you probably saw from Declan Rice today was how, all-rounded footballer he is. He is a fantastic footballer who's got the ability from outside the box. He hit the post once and he nearly scored again from outside the box. Very, very good footballer. Of course he is. He's an amazing footballer. All the team played well today. 7 for everyone at worst, about time. Absolutely. Adam Cook, absolutely. I love that Moyes put a false lineup out to think we were playing the same. Isn't it a wonder? Isn't it a wonderful thing when, all football fans think we know what we're talking about? We know nothing, mate. We know nothing. The big changes: 1, fight for the ball; 2, pass and move; 3, defend like you mean it. Absolutely. And we did do that today. We defended like we meant it. Bowen played as a number 10, and it was really good seeing Bowen connect well with Antonio up the field. Garino, we also countered with more pace and actually looked to play the ball forward rather than sideways. And that's the thing, I think, with Bowen being closer to Antonio doesn't feel as isolated. However, there's a purpose then for Antonio to hold up the play, because he can visually see a player like Bowen coming towards him. So he's thinking, well, if I hold this play up, I can play him and then I can attack forward. And I really thought, actually, that Antonio was really effective down the left wing. He really caused that left-hand side of Wolves a lot of problems, as did Fornals, as does Creswell. So it was really nice to see. Vinay is saying, Garino, come on, you Irons, agreed. I think the players were believing their own propaganda and stopped trying that change today. Mark R says 1 shot on target for Wolves. Great defensive play by West Ham. And you're right, Mark. I mean, there were several times they got through into the box, but you had either a commanding Fabianski, a very commanding Zuma, a very competent Dawson, and it's not about, they weren't at the races today. I actually think we were at the races today that nullified any of their threats moving forward. Under 100%. Sharky, big win today. The team was excellent. Raymond, Debo, Thunderbirds are goal. Fab, absolutely. Look, legend. Afternoon, ladies. Good to see you, Look. Hope you're well, mate. Freno saying Zuma played great today, if you ask me. He really did, mate. He really did. He was so commanding in that box. What a tackle he made in the first half. Actually, he made several tackles, but the one tackle in the first half where he went down, we thought he was injured. He really was phenomenal today. Zuma was awesome. He really was. Vinny, Antonio played well, did not score, but came close, but he got an assist, mate, as well. And things like that will do players like him the world of confidence. And it's not just about the goal or the assist that helps players like Antonio. I actually think it's everything else that goes around. It's this whole round gameplay. It's the team play. And you can see how much it meant to all the players at the end of the game. What a huge performance from us. Look, legend, Zuma was man of the match. I can't say it. Howard, Southampton, the bit. Seville, that's our next 3 games. Catman played really well. Mandy G, maybe Antonio can end his drought away at Seville, who were leading Real Betis earlier. And the thing is, I don't want to get carried, but I don't think these teams have dealt with the likes of an Antonio type player. And we saw that when he played in Europe as well. A lot of teams do struggle. And if you've got an Antonio firing all cylinders, doing the things that you want him to do, holding up the play, getting into the box, driving into the box, teams struggle against an Antonio who thinks like that and who performs like that. So that's exactly what we need him to do game in and game out. And he'll be effective every single game. And if he doesn't score goals, but he creates and the team wins, then it's a good kind of mix up, We played like we know we can play. Hopefully this will give us all the confidence to take it over for the rest of the season. Absolutely. Steve Bell, well done all. Vinay says Yarmo back next game after well. Yeah, absolutely. Mandy G, Soucek scored and Rice hit the post. Freno is saying for me, Soucek 8.5, Zuma 8, Fornals 8, and Rice standard and complete as always. Mark Alexander, the whole team got forward faster, not so many back and sideways passes, put the pressure on all game. Guerrino, come on, Johannes Wright did his job as central defensive midfield today, breaking up the play and was unlucky hitting the post as well. Daniela, I don't care about top 4 and number 3 on 1. I want 1 Europa Cup, 2 FA Cup, 3 top 4, 4 top 5. That's your order of things. Mandy G, no goals for Antonio, but how crucial might his assist be? It was massively crucial, Mandy. Huge for West Ham today. And like I said, it just wasn't about his assist. It was about his all-round play. Really effective down the left-hand wing. I thought it was really good football, and I'm absolutely delighted with that as well. Hopefully, we're getting some people due to come in, so just bear with us. I'm just trying to see. I've seen something flickering there, so we might get that coming through. So just give me a slight second there. Adam Cook is saying played how they did last season. It's what we've been missing in the formation. Would be good going forward. Well, I think one of the key things now, I'll say, Adam, is that teams won't know what to expect now, because if Moyes was to, they may look at West Ham and go, well, if they play like that, then we'll set up against that. But then Moyes, with that team can switch formation during the game. That's the one benefit of having players like Creswell. It's the one benefit of having players like Fornals. It's the one benefit of having players like Bowen, who can all adjust to how the team play. So that's probably the key point here. He can play with 5 at the back, but with the exact same team can play with 4 at the back and go back to the lone striker with Antonio up top, or he can play with someone who supports him a bit further forward. So the key element here is the very same team that can change formation throughout. And I've got to give credit where credit's due again. Lanzini has found this position back in the West Ham team. He's played the full game today, and he's so effective. He makes penetrating passes all the time. I'm delighted for him. I'm absolutely delighted for him. Literally, 18 months ago, we thought Lanzini was gone and wouldn't have we thought we'd saw the last of the best of Lanzini. but I really think he's just come back into the mix and he's been so effective. And I'm absolutely over the moon for Lanzini for doing that. Disappointed that players like, Ben Rama didn't get on the park, but it was a game that I think that really suited Lanzini's style of play, and fair play to Moyes for today as well. Long Dark Tunnel, Zuma was very good today. He was. Vinay, Fabianski came off his line many times. He's recovering from the shock using the smelling salts. Freno, team has no significant weakness, equals West Ham. Stuart K, big 3 points. Look, points are on the board more important than games in hand. I completely agree with that sentiment, 100% Stuart K. It's so key to get those points on the board rather than have that 100% the games in hand. Kimbo, Antonio should be pleased with today's performance, and Zuma was immense. Freno, Dawson has a good game as well, plays well alongside Zuma. Garino, also Zuma made some crucial blocks on about 3 out of 4 occasions. Kimbo, Dawson is such a seasoned pro and brave enough to stick his head anywhere. Had a great game today. He did. Garino is where are we here? Garino, love that tackle by Diop in the last minute. No nonsense. Good to see. And that's the thing, it's 2 minutes performance at the end of the game, which can have an effective reason as why West Ham go on and win. Stop a threat coming into the box when they're firing players forward. Will do a player like Diop the world of good. It really will do him the world of good as well. Now, we should be having the link. Let me see if it gets set up. I'll just let it get, it should. I'm going to let you load for a minute if you can hear me. Right, let's go there. Rossi B, how you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm a bit lonely today, but I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. What a performance.
We needed that, didn't we? We really needed that, to be fair, didn't we?
We absolutely did, mate. Well, talk to me then, Russ. I mean, we've been talking here on the stream and we've been saying about how we've been needing that performance, but to add to the performance, we've been needing the points. And then to need the points, we need to have a clean sheet. And we've got 3 massive things today. And that opens up that gap in the top of the box. That is exactly what we've needed, Russ.
Definitely,
how good
man,
a performance was it? And yeah, talk to me about it.
Well, I thought it was a bit like the beginning of the season, really. I mean, there was some more zip about the team. We seemed to be more in control. I mean, Wolves didn't look good at all. I'll be honest. I was really disappointed with Wolves, actually, to be honest. And it just seemed to be a bit more about us this game today. As you said, we said in the WhatsApp group when the team was lined up, we thought, we're not going to. Where's this change? And then fair play, I thought Fornals epitomised us today because he's had to play a position which he's used to in terms of left wing back, and I thought he was brilliant today. I really thought he was fantastic. And I
think when you just talk there for a second, Russ, you were saying there how the team was pretty much the same team. That was exactly the same team that we've put out. Borderline, a couple of players obviously coming back into it. Yeah. However, what you've got there is the change of formation, the change of ability, how we can support. The cool thing about that today was we can play 5 at the back, but if he really wanted to change it, he could have put a 4 back. And there were so many different effects. You've mentioned it there. Talk to me about Fornals and his performance today.
Well, I thought with Fornals particularly, I thought he just seemed to epitomise everything that was right about the game today for us. The frustrating thing is, obviously, why haven't we done that before? But I mean, he ran himself ragged, bless him. Not his natural position, and you can see that some of his positioning was slightly out. But he gave that number 2 a hell of a time for the whole game. And it's just his energy. I mean, he has this infectious energy anyway, and he's been off the ball the last couple of games. Fair enough. But this was back to Fornals' energetic best, and that and the same as Declan. I mean, Declan was mercurial today. He was, fantastic player. He's amazing, and he just and I just literally logged on just as you were doing your analysis, and when you said Deck was like he's a complete footballer at the moment, and he really is at the moment.
I think that's the thing. We were talking about this in the Matchday build-up show yesterday, and I was saying to Matt that in actual fact, I think sometimes what we need to do is just slightly tweak the midfield a little bit. So when I say tweak that, as we've all been calling for, It doesn't mean that Declan Rice can't go forward. It just means that we need to maybe see a bit more of Soucek going forward than we have been. And they have to go in tandem with each other. So one goes forward, one sits back, and vice versa, which is what we've all been calling for. But what we saw today was not just Declan Rice getting into the box, but shooting from distance. And the quality that he's got in his arsenal is just unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first half shot where it hit the post, when he curled it in, just epitomised how much confidence he's got at the moment. And you could see, particularly at the end of the game, how much it meant to him, how much it meant to Moyes as well. I mean, Moyes was proper, proper giving it, whereas and Declan was as well. You can see how much he meant to him. But I think obviously he's the lifeblood of our team. When he doesn't play well, we don't play well. And back to his best, I thought, today, in terms of, Neves didn't have a chance today. Didn't have a chance.
You're right, mate. I want to go back to Pablo Fornals. We've got another guest coming on the show in a second. But I want to go back to Pablo Fornals. Playing that left wing back position for him really suited him today. And him and Creswell had such a good connection going forward. But it wasn't just the two of them, mate. Because what we saw, and I want to go on to Antonio in a second, but Antonio was effective out in the left. So we've saw a lot recently of Antonio being out in the left. But today when he was out in the left, he was supported. And that is what made that team tick. Down that left-hand side, Fornals, he had the ability to track back because he's got the work rate. He had the ability to drive the team forward because he's got the ability to penetrate passes. And then when Antonio was there, he's supported by two players who are willing to get forward and get back.
Agreed. He although Antonio was probably back to his frustrating self sometimes, but he gave it as good as he got, and I think he tried a lot better. His first time was a little bit better. You can't get any worse, to be honest. But he was a constant threat, and as you said, going more onto the left-hand side, Connor, he was almost on Connor Coley's shoulder all the time. He knew he could beat him for pace all the time. And I'd have liked to see him have a bit more of a go at that. Clearly that was a target, that was a plan, because the amount of balls which didn't quite go that way, the idea was to exploit the lack of pace on Cody's side. But I thought he tried really hard, Antonio, and obviously he got an assist. He got an assist.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Let's welcome Jake from West Ham Official into the channel today. Jake, first 10 minutes for West Ham, you could go as far as saying was a little bit shaky. Wolves had most of the possession, but they couldn't really penetrate our defence. The first 10 minutes, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought, here we go again. That first 10 minutes, we weren't great. To be honest with you, it took us a little while for us to get into the game, but then we just seemed to flow into it. And I thought from almost the 10th minute, I thought we came into the game. I thought we started to dominate them in midfield, and it was complete one-way traffic for that first half. And how we didn't score at least two in that first half, I'll never know. But I thought sitting there at half-time thinking, wow, that was good, and I just hope not taking these chances doesn't come back to bite us. But that first 10 minutes we were shaky, but then we were able to come back and get better, and we did, and we created some fantastic chances, and we looked good again.
Yeah, you right, mate?
100%. Yeah. Russ,
all set up. We're doing perfect. Okay, mate, do you want to talk? What do you think?
Yeah, go on then. Go on. On you go, Russ.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Right, we've got it. So what are your thoughts today, man?
My thoughts are I'm so happy. We deserved the victory. I think we've played very well today. It's the best we've played since January the 1st, as far as I'm concerned. Chuffed to bits for the boys and for the club. And Seville, here we come.
Easy, isn't it?
I think the boys have woken up to the fact that we're back in the Europa League now. It's the best performance I've seen for a while.
I think also you've got... I think apparently the way Seville set up is very similar to Wolves in terms of that ticky-tacky football, and I thought Declan Rice was proper and Dawson, some of the tackles from Dawson today.
Well, I thought the man of match today was Kat Zuma. I think he was really good. He got stuck into things. Nothing got past him. Fair play to the lads. I thought he done very, very well. Overall, a really good performance. A little bit tailed off with about 10 minutes to go. Perhaps Antonio should have been taken off with about 10, 15 minutes to go. Moisey obviously loved it a bit and kept him going, but ultimately we got the victory, and it was so needed after the last couple of matches.
And there's a real buzz in the supporters club today, isn't it?
It is. We're full up. Yeah. We're sold out. 550 people in here at the moment, and we're just looking forward to watching red card, sendings off, offsides, VAR in the Carabao Cup final. Who cares? We've won.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
And
Who
thanks
cares?
everyone for coming. And thanks to Russ for helping us out.
There we go. Nice, man.
Excellent. No, listen, I want to talk to you a little bit then about, I'll put this one to you, Russ, and I'll come back to you, Jake, in a second. I want to talk to you a little bit about the connection with Bowen being a little further forward and supporting Antonio. How much did that help Antonio today?
Oh, so much. So much. I mean, in essence, it was like a 5-3-2, really, most of the game, to be honest. I think Antonio looked so much more confident, and both of them, Bowen has an outlet and Antonio has an outlet, and I hope that continues, those two, because for me they just seem to be I mean, they do it sort of sporadically during the game usually when Bowen pushes more up, but clearly the idea was there were almost two up front, and the three centre backs, they're not the quickest centre backs as well. So to be honest, I think they were shitting themselves most of the game, to be honest, particularly with the pace, and then the ball's over the top, and the amount of times we got the ball out wide and whips it in. We could have. I mean, I know it was a 1-0. We should have been. It was a more comprehensive game on our part than the result proved at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Same question to you then, Jake. I mean, Jared Bowen, we're so used to seeing him be, out on the right wing. He's been so effective out there. People have been calling for him to be a little bit further forward. He's been a phenomenal player for us this season, and again, he gave us another phenomenal performance. But it was a different performance today. It was it wasn't. West Ham didn't look like we only had one threat, which was Bowen, which we have had really in the last 6 weeks. It's only really been our own threat. Today there was a threat throughout the team. But what you actually saw was the connection between him, Antonio, the connection of the midfield. If one of the players drew out to the left, Bowen was further up, and vice versa. When Bowen went out to the right, Antonio was further up, and players were supporting there. How good was that to see, and what a charge moving forward for the rest of the games we've got coming up?
Yeah, it was a well-drilled, well-worked and good performance. The only if Bowen would have slotted one of them golden chances he had away, it would have been another perfect performance from our number 20. He was good today, and I thought him getting closer to Mikel Antonio benefited Antonio as well, and moving up and then back, and it was just well drilled. We knew what we were doing, and we executed it well, just like Wolves did to us at Molineux.
Yeah, absolutely. Tommy Soucek today, Russ. He got a bit further forward. Declan Rice done his job as all-round football and play. But for the sake of love it. For the sake of Tommy Soucek to just get further forward and get that goal, how important is that for West Ham today?
Well, it meant a lot to him, didn't it? You can see that goal really meant a lot to him, the way he sort of celebrated it. Not just him, but the players, everyone around him was proper. It was a really nice moment. Everyone was around him, and exactly that picture epitomised it. He needed a goal, and he needed a performance like that. I thought Soucek seemed a lot more assured of himself. He didn't seem to give the ball away as much, which is great. And I just thought I thought from Fabianski all the way up to Antonio, they all put a shift in today, and it's a shift that we've wanted them to put in for a long time. For the supporters club, maybe since the beginning of the year. That type of performance, real sense of togetherness, and it's come at the right time. We needed it. We needed that, and we needed Soucek to have a proper performance again. He was definitely more up front than he pushed forward a lot more than he has done recently. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I completely agree with you there, Russ. And we've been saying for a while, there's been a lot of fans calling out the performances that West Ham have been given. However, as much as it's not great just getting a point when other teams around you are getting 3, today that's what made today's game so important for West Ham.
Exactly.
So we are talking about, Jake, do you put this down to Bruno's tactics for switching 5 players out of the team and bringing 5 players in? Or do you think it's the tactical decision of what Moyes did and the fact that West Ham looked a lot more G'd up is what got us the 3 points today?
I think it's got to be a bit of both. I think it would be daft to sit here and say that if Jimenez, Podence, Neto would have started, that it would have been exactly the same. It massively favoured us that they played Thursday night, and it was a hard fought match against Arsenal as well. With Wolves have now, out of their last 3 games, they've lost to 3 teams around them. They've lost to Arsenal twice now, and they've now lost to us. But you've got to give credit to David Moyes, because whatever his plan was down that left hand side to limit Fornals to that almost wing back position, it worked. Everybody knew what they were doing. It was very, very good, well drilled, and I thought Lanzini in the middle of the park as well was playing in that cam. I thought he played very well today as well. Everybody put in a good performance today, which did end up bringing in.
And it shows you what we're capable of on our day, and this is what this is what I said beforehand. If West Ham get a victory at Wolves and if we can somehow turn up and do something over Liverpool, you can then kind of look back at Leicester and Newcastle and go, respect the points. You kind of can. I'm not saying you should, but I'm just saying you kind of can see where it's gone. You're not playing well, but you're not getting beat. So by not getting beat can, in a really roundabout way, help you in a positive manner. And we were desperate. We haven't had a good performance. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the last good physical performance we had as a team unit.
Probably Watford, the Watford game, wasn't it? Watford at home,
but even the Watford away one, yeah. That's probably the last time we actually had a very good kind of team unit game. And today's performance is what's needed and could be vital for how we move forward. Lanzini there, Jake, you mentioned him. Russ, he's found this. He's came back into this side. He's become such a pivotal part. He's so creative, and his ability to penetrate the defence is amazing. He is single-handedly kind of keeping Benrahma out of the team.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of hard work for Benrahma to try and find his way back into the team. Talk to me about Lanzini then, Russ.
And that's what we want. We don't want, where, the Southampton team or the next team we play know what 11 we're going to be playing now. So, the fact is, although we had a similar team, so, you look at Lanzini, Bruno would have got, they're going to play 4, and then we played a different formation. I think Lanzini in that pocket, so to speak, is, physically, he's a lot stronger than he has been. And that's the thing. He has a great ability to find the pass and sort of drill these little balls through. But physically, he was up to it today. And sometimes maybe he's a little bit lightweight, but for some reason today he's been proper, as you said. And he didn't get Benrahma out of the team, and that says something. But this was a game for Lanzini. This is the right game for him to play. Wolves keep it tight, ticky-tacky football, very, very precise football. Not going to be loads of space. So someone like Lanzini to get his foot on it and look for a pass. And it was working. How many times this season, in the last half dozen games, we weren't passing. It wasn't snappy. It wasn't to feet. It was a lot more fluid today. There's some beautiful, in the second half particularly, some beautiful little one-touch passes, little triangles, which is what we used to play at the beginning of the season, really. And so it's come at the right time, and maybe it's the bounce from joining Seville. You never know, man. So
absolutely. And the thing is, if you had to make here we go, let's hear them. If you had to make a comparison to a team that could play a similar style to Seville, you could argue that Wolves could have that.
Similar style. They got a similar style, and so it's good to see. But it was, and what I liked at times was we could play some nice football, but then sometimes it was right, roll your sleeves up, Kurt Zuma, bloody Dawson, proper getting in there and having it. You know what I mean?
Well, let's go on to that then, Jake. Zuma had questionably his best game in a West Ham shirt today. In the first half alone, that one individual tackle that I thought he'd gone down and he was going to be injured, and that was a season done against Silva. But it was an unbelievable tackle. But he done that all game. He won every single header that came into the box. He was commanding. He didn't let anything faze him at all today. Zuma, and the thing is, we don't need to talk about Dawson because we talk about Dawson every single week. He's just there doing his job, quietly doing what he needs to do. you know,
Exactly.
the Zuma and Dawson effect is amazing. Jake, talk to me about it, mate. The defense.
Superb. He was superb. So everything, he was there. Zoo was there. That was a fantastic tackle. And I thought he'd gone down here and he's holding his knee, and I thought, oh, here we go. But that was that was very, very good. And I look at it and think he's come off the back of a very difficult month, and he was superb today in every way. Barely anything got past him, and you know, I'm just seeing Russ is looking around to try and find Zuma, to try and take all of Wolves' attackers out of Zuma's pocket, because he was superb today.
He was.
You want to go on, Russ? Tell us then.
No, I thought the two of them were awesome. I thought, yeah, Zuma commanded. I mean, to be honest, to be fair, Wolves didn't have much up front. Let's be honest. You know, physically, Dawson and Zuma dominated them the whole game.
I want to hold you. I want to hold you on that thought. Then, you know, if I was Bruno, the manager of Wolves, I would be like, I don't know if that's the style of play that he wants to create at Wolves, but in the final third, they try to be tricksters.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find that they try to be a little bit too clever for what they're capable of, clever of what they're doing. But if you do that in and around players like Dawson and Zuma, they're going to lap it up all day long. On you go then. On you go.
What do you think? What do you think today?
Oh, lucky, very lucky. Scrape to win. That's what you need to get in good position in the league.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Zuma was very good. He held it.
Brilliant.
He held it. We was very lucky to get the window.
Yeah.
But I think we was very good defending wise. Very good.
I thought, don't you think it's a little bit better than lucky, don't you think? Last 10 minutes they were up against it, but we were pretty.
When they went on the counter attack, we was very good defending wise. Yeah. Zuma was very good. He defended quite a few shots.
Yeah.
But Declan Rice was very good holding in the midfield. He's very good.
Very good.
Very good.
There you go.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
man. Cheers, man. There we go.
I'm really surprised at that reaction.
Well, it's different because you see. I mean, the thing is, when you're in the game, obviously you're in the moment, aren't you? So you're on the pit. You know, you're a little bit. You're not sitting on your own. So you got the stadium, and there was a nervous. The last 10 minutes were a little bit nervy in the stadium.
I get that, though. I get that. I mean, you're 1-0 up against a side that's coming at you. You're going to feel that little nerviness. You know, we saw that at the end of the first half. You know, it's 0-0, and Wolves had that glancing opportunity that they just hit by literally, I think it was like an inch past the post. And that's typical West Ham. You play well all game, and it just takes for the last kick of the game in one half. For us. How many times
has that happened with us? You know what I mean? So, you know, and being 1-0, it is nervy. But we should have, to be fair, they should have been clear by 60, 70 minutes, the way we were playing, to be honest, which has always been our downfall slightly in the last, particularly this season. We haven't killed games off like we should do, really.
Yeah. I want to talk about, I want to go back to Antonio for a second. He's been getting criticised week in and week out for the last maybe 2 or 3 months. Giving him credit where credit's due. He held the ball well up today. He put his back to the goal. He kept players off of him. He left it, you know, they really couldn't get near him on several occasions. Several occasions in the second half, I felt like when he was attacking, he could have dispersed the ball quicker, and it could have led to a better counter-attack for West Ham. All in all, that's a good performance for Antonio, Jake, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he was completely different player today, and I look at it, and he was very good. He was holding the ball up. He was physical. He had that pace. He was running at players again, and everything that we want to see from Mikel Antonio from when he was playing well, we saw today, and it's good. It's good that the whole team's coming back into some form. It's good that he's coming back into some form, because most things stem from Mikel Antonio. Because if Antonio's having an off game, then things aren't going well. Because it's the backbone, Antonio and Rice, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go back to the supporters club. Russ has got some more people in. On you go, Russ.
All right, so we got. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Luke.
Luke, thoughts on the games, Luke?
I mean, today was a bit of a hit and miss. I mean, I come here today and I thought it'd be a loss, but if we got a draw today, I'd happy. But taking away the win, 3 points, I love that all day.
Performance-wise, what did you think?
Ooh, 8 out of 10, I reckon. Because we were attacking somewhat, but it come to the point where we were a bit sloppy in defence. But Zuma saved us today. I hate to say it. Zuma did save us.
I thought both of them. I thought Dawson
I love Dawson. I love that bloke. The fact that he's signed for £2 million as well makes it 10 times better.
The fact is, he's 2 million, and Kurt was about 30 million.
Yeah.
So there wasn't much difference in the performance, I thought. But yeah, I know what you mean. And what about Fornals, left wing back?
I can't criticise him at all. I love Fornals.
Yeah.
He is. I hate to say, I see a post on Instagram the other day of him and his little child that's just been born, and I thought absolutely quality geezer. He loves it. Like he's West Ham through that bloke.
We needed that. We needed that performance.
100%. Yeah. If we give 100% every single day, we could easily see ourselves in top 4, top 5, top 6, maybe.
Well, I mean, with Man United drawing yesterday as well. So
this is a big result.
It opens it all up. It gets a gap between us and Wolves now, and I know they've got game in hand and stuff, but still, even though they win it, we're still 2 points ahead of them. We had to win today. We did win today, and you can just see when I don't know if you stayed right to the end, but see Moisey, he was almost crying. He really wanted that one. Really needed that one.
Thing is, I can't criticise Moyes. And the only thing I can really take him on that is the January transfer window.
Yeah, fair enough.
He didn't bother signing anyone, but if you look at the account of what he's done with the players he's got, it is 10 out of 10 quality with the players. Like low, I hate to say it, like we've got low players compared to the rest of the leagues. So compared to the people just come up.
Sure.
We've got low quality players, and we're just fucking top tier. I hate to say it. I'm sorry for Sarah.
Don't worry. I think also, I mean, when the team, obviously there was a big. They was going, the Moyes, we're going to do changes and da-da-da. And when the team was announced and there was no change to the team, everyone was like, what the fuck? But obviously, going back to a back three, almost 2 up front, really, most of the game as well, 3 in midfield. I thought he did a... Well, Moyes does it occasionally. He sort of, just like shows that he's actually a very good manager sometimes.
I mean, I love Moyes, don't make me wrong. Like, what he done for us is unbelievable. Like, taking a team that was bottom of the league last season, a couple of seasons ago, to then 6th in the place.
Yeah.
I cannot criticise him at all. He's a quality bloke. But if you look now, you'd think, do you know what? Moyes is a decent manager. He's probably mid-table, top-tier manager. And I can't really put it into words. Like, I love Moyes. Like, I love David Moyes. Like, he cannot put anything wrong.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. And as I said, it's momentum now. Obviously, we've got Southampton.
Yeah.
We're coming.
It's all away games now, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got Seville. We've got some tough away games. And actually, I think that ain't bad. That ain't a bad sort of game to sign off for a few weeks at the stadium, really.
Yeah.
Because
don't get me wrong, this stadium's all right, but it's not what Upton Park will
be rocking on. It'll be rocking when Seville come here. Don't worry about that.
Too right. Yeah. Too right. I mean, I can't wait. Honestly, I got my ticket, but I thought 45 quid for a ticket. Taking the piss there, ain't you? I mean, for the first 3 games, I paid about 60 quid.
I know, but we were playing Zagreb, Vienna, and Genk.
But that's still Europa League, though.
It's true, yeah.
But we crack on, we move on, we forward.
Yep.
And we love West Ham no matter what. I mean, stadium or not. Don't get me wrong, Upton Park is the fortress no matter what. And this is.
Oh, this
slowly getting there. Very slowly.
Yeah,
it's getting there.
Don't forget, 99 years we're at Upton Park. You've only been here 6 years. It takes time.
Exactly,
man.
yeah. It takes time. I reckon give it another 5-6 years, you'll see this stadium rocking like Upton Park used to be. But I say nothing will be Upton Park wise, no matter what.
All right, mate. Well, you better go because your beer's going to get flat.
My beer's absolutely fine.
Lovely one.
Have a good one,
Cheers,
mate.
Luke. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Love it. Things you love to see. Russ, there's questions in the chat for you very quickly.
Go on, then.
Daniela Stewart is asking, was the support on the ground as good as it sounded on the radio?
Yeah, it was. And I think, honestly, but I know me and Stel and yourself said, and so when we obviously drew Seville, that it's what we needed as fans as well. And there was a good atmosphere. I mean, the fact was, kick-off, you had, I mean, the kids, all the players were in Yarma's, I mean, I don't know if you can see that. I just changed it. The kids were all based in Yarmolenko's shirt. And then also, pre-match, you had Deck with his Yarmolenko shirt, and everyone was clapping, and it was a really good, nice atmosphere. And it worked through, man.
Where is it, boss?
Yeah.
West Ham.
Cool. He's doing a little
is
bit
that
of plug
is that under North Essex singles? You'd say.
All in all, though, Jakey boy, you're buzzing with that. Good result for West Ham.
Join North Essex.
Not North Essex singles.
Join West Ham Network.
There we go.
Quality.
There we go.
There we go.
YouTube channel.
Cheers, my man.
That's another subscriber.
All in all, Jakey, are you buzzing, mate?
Yeah, we needed that Wednesday, and I think it was Lauren that put in a chat. We turned a corner there. Hopefully, that's turned a corner. Now we've come into form at just the right time here, because we've got some incredibly crucial games coming up now. We've got the FA Cup that I just hope we can get through. Then we've got Liverpool away. Love that good away day, and then we go into the Europa League, which we all know is massive as well. This is exactly the right time for us to come into some form. Yes, we haven't played our best in the last couple of months, but in the last few games, we're not losing football matches. It is the turning point. I think it is, and we weren't losing football matches when we weren't playing well. Yes, you've got to respect the point against Newcastle now. Respect the point against Leicester. We were lucky in those games. We're lucky to be through to the next round of the FA Cup. Let's capitalise on the bit of luck we've got now, and let's push on, and let's finish this season in the right way.
Absolutely, yeah. I totally agree with your sentiment there. Russ, give me your final thoughts, mate.
Bring on Southampton. But honestly, the last sort of 6 or 7 games, we do all our graphics and stuff. I mean, Anton's had to change the graphics because we say used to do the 4-1-2-3, and we knew exactly going to be and actually, when we were playing well and when Moyes was moving players around a little bit, the opposition manager couldn't figure it out, but we didn't know what team he was going to play. So how did the opposition? So for me, this one's great because this just puts a little bit of doubt in maybe Ralph's mind about how we're going to line up against Southampton on Wednesday. But as I said, it's a lot of away games now, which isn't a bad thing for us. We like an away game at West Ham at the moment. So come on, you Irons. Big up the West Ham women who won as well today, I think.
Well,
as well.
there you go. There's the comment.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
what Danielle's looking for. Yep, 1-0 versus Reading. So well done to the West Ham ladies women's team today. Final thoughts from you, Jakey boy?
Yeah, fantastic. Love it. We needed that Wednesday. We got it. We turned up, and we needed to turn up, and we did. Every single one of them players can hold their heads up high. Now David Moyes has got to earn his money now. What's he going to do on Wednesday night? Is he going to rotate? Is he going to go as strong as possible? We'll have to wait and see. And Russ is bang on there. We are now putting doubt into manager's mind. Are we going to change things? Which
Exactly.
the key word is predictable in the last few weeks. We've been incredibly predictable, and now changing things up like we have done today is exactly what we needed to do. It puts doubt in other managers' mind, because Ralph Hasenhüttl, if he watched that today and he thought, well, if he watched the last 2 games thinking, right, I can sort this out now, I know what to do. But now we've started to change things. Yeah, where is Stel?
No idea. No idea. Big up Peach, because the reason we won today was because I text Peach before the game, and I always used to text Peach. I haven't texted him for a little while, so that's why we won.
There you go. Give me your man of the match, Russ.
Fornals.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic today. I really do. I was so impressed with Fornals today. Jakey boy.
Yeah, Kurt Zuma for me. I thought he was immense. Every tackle, every block, he was there. Nothing more to say. Kurt Zuma.
David bloody Moyes. David Moyes. Go on, Moisey. Prove everyone wrong. I love it. Now, listen, at the end of the day, the most important thing is West Ham have won the game. We've got a clean sheet. We've got 3 points in the table. We've opened the gap up 5 points to Wolves. Yes, Arsenal. Yes, Tottenham. Yes, Wolves have game in hand. West Ham. I would absolutely rather have the points on the board than games in hand, because we can all see what that happens. And we've closed the gap now. We're only 5 points away from third place, which is actually, I'm shocked. I didn't realise it was that close.
Let's do them. Let's do
Chelsea.
They're in crisis. They've got a new owner now, haven't they?
Yeah,
Nuts.
No, exactly. Absolutely. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed us. If you're new around here, go and subscribe to the channel. Go and hit the membership if you want to become a member. Hit the bell notification. That will notify you when we do shows as well. Go across to Jake's channel, West Ham Unofficial. Hit the subscribe button on Jake's channel as well. Go and help him out. Push his channel further up the rankings, whatever you want to call it. Join us. I think, what day are we on today? Sunday. Maybe if we've got a bit of time, we may do a rating show later on. I know Russ is doing them on tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what we can do.
Scott Minto on Thursday.
Yeah, there we go.
Live
Scott
Q&A
Minto on Thursday. West Ham Weekly tomorrow. You name it, we've got everything coming to you. We've got the preview for Southampton. We've got the Matchday live for Southampton as well. Jakey boys going to the game. So hope you you are going to it. You're looking forward to it as well, the FA Cup. So fingers crossed we can get a result there. But like I've always said, thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe and come on, you Irons. Things we love to see.
Irons.